Hello, I'd like to show you how to view the contents of your RAM and extract important information from it. So all the programs we'll use here are free. The first one is called Dumpit. Dumpit is available from the Magnet Forensics website. If you go to the website, you'll just fill out the form. They'll send you an email link for the program. So Dumpit is going to create an image of RAM and put that on your hard drive. The next program we'll use is something called HXD, which is a hex viewer. This will allow us to view the contents of the RAM. And then finally, we'll use this program called Bulk Extractor, which is going to help us extract data from the RAM. And this is just a command we're going to use with Bulk Extractor. So the first thing we'll do to see why this could be useful, I've opened up this notepad page, and I'm just going to type some text in here. This is a super secret document. Do not do not lose. um, and so we've seen that we've typed this text in here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to save this document, and we'll save it to the desktop, and I'm just going to call it super secret document. So we've saved that now. So let's go ahead and start with dump it. So I have Dumpit opened here, and it's going to run command line. The main thing to take note here is where the Dumpit image is going to be saved. So Windows System 32, and this it'll call it your host name with some time information. So proceed with acquisition. We'll say yes, and this may take a little bit of time. I have 8 gigabytes of RAM on this laptop, and which is probably a bit small by today's standards. So this can take some time to dump all the contents of RAM. Okay, so dump it has run and it extracted the RAM. It just closes itself once it's done. So if you have, you know, 16, 32, even 64 gigabytes of RAM, it may take some time depending on your system. But we can go to the System32 folder, and we see that we have the image file here. You can also tell by the size. So again, I have 8 gigabytes of RAM. Just for simplicity, I'm going to go ahead and move this folder, or excuse me, I'm going to move this RAM dump to the desktop, and I'll close that file. So the next thing we'll do is we'll open up HXD, and let's take a look at the contents of RAM. So I've got HXD loaded up here, and I'll just go to the desktop, and we'll load up our contents of RAM. So I'll do a little explainer about what we're looking at here. The left side, this is the contents of RAM in hex view, and then this is the decoded text on in the right column here. So if we highlight some of this decode or some of this some of this hex text, you can see what it's being decoded to on the right side here. And what we're actually seeing here is this is the beginning of this is going to be the file type. So this is telling us that it's basically that it's a RAM dump. So you can open up individual files in here, and the first thing you'll always see is going to be what's called the magic number or the file. It's going to tell the system what kind of file it is. So we can scroll through here and you'll see that it's kind of crazy looking. There's just a lot of what doesn't really look like anything useful. One thing to understand is that RAM is very chaotic. It's being written and overwritten many times. So what you're going to find in here can be a little bit interesting looking. So but if you know what you're looking for, so for example, we wrote some text in that text document, and I included the text super secret. So let's try searching the RAM dump for that text. And you can probably already tell that this may be useful if maybe you lost a file and you just want to recover the text from that file. This could be one way to do it. There are other tools that would be much easier. But other things you can do, you can type your username, you can type your passwords and see if your passwords are being stored in RAM in plain text. So there's lots of information, again, that's going to be in here. So we called the document super secret document, and then so what we're seeing here is it's finding that string in a few different places. So again, as I mentioned, RAM is quite chaotic, and so this may be this string of text could be getting saved in many places, and that's what we're seeing. But if we scroll down here a little bit more, we can actually see this was the actual text that I typed into the document. This is a super secret document, do not lose. And there you see the other information there, dump it. So um, I think that's kind of cool that we can see the stuff that's being stored in there. But as I mentioned before, RAM is quite chaotic, and we're just seeing a bunch of, kind of crazy text in here. So one thing we can do instead is we can run a program like bulk extractor. So I'm going to go ahead and just launch it. And what bulk extractor will do is it's very smart, and it can go through and actually pull certain kinds of information. So it'll look for things like um, credit card numbers, social security numbers, email addresses, domains, and it can tell you if these things it can show you these things that have been stored in RAM. Okay, so what I've done is I've opened up a command prompt and I've gone to my desktop folder. And what we'll do now is we're going to run this command to run bulk extractor. So we're going to type in bulk extractor.exe, then we're going to do -o and bulk. So I've also created a folder on my desktop called bulk. Coming back here to the command, we're then going to type E and go word list. So word list is just telling bulk extractor we want to use your built-in word list. And again, you'll see what kind of words it's able to pull out. And then finally, we're going to, oops, there we go. We want to point it to the the RAM dump image. So we're going to go ahead and type in this desktop, and then obviously it has the host name and everything, the desktop there. So you would then run this. Now I'll just let you know that this can take quite a while. My laptop is not that fast, and it took about 45 minutes for it to parse the entire 8 gigabytes. So I'm not actually going to run it here. I'll show you the results of what I ran before. But you would hit that, and then it'll run it. And then in this bulk folder, it's going to show you all of the results of the things that it found. So CCN credit card numbers, CCN credit card number histograms, tracking, domains, email addresses, anything it finds regarding Facebook, JPEG images, on and on and on. So it's going to have quite a bit of information here. And again, this is just kind of cool stuff that you can go through to see what kind of stuff is being stored on RAM on your computer.